Along the southern fringes of Kilforth, the ancients finalised their insidious plans and sent forth the unstoppable gloom. Heroes and villains take to their ships, boasting loyalties to the imperious Blue Drake Navy or the lawless Sea Dogs. And as ill winds blow through the idyllic tropical archipelago, beneath the cerulean waves, great beings stir. Hi, welcome back to Box of Delights. I'm Ricky Royal, and this is Call of Kilforth. This is the third and latest in the series of Kilforth games, preceded by Gloom of Kilforth and Shadows of Kilforth. This time, we have a maritime theme with pirates and sea monsters. I want to go through the changes in this video. What is new in Call of Kilforth? You can play one of 8 new races, each bringing new statistics and new special abilities. And like other cards in this game, there is an emphasis around the ocean. And these 8 new races combined with 8 new classes, each with its own masteries, gives you a breadth of starting characters. Combine that with 8 new sagas and 4 new ancients. There's lots more. Gosh, these guys are ugly. There's lots more gameplay to be had. One other significant change is that the Badland locations and encounter deck have been replaced with the ocean deck. And this is mirrored by the map of Kilforth, which has 6 ocean locations. You're looking at the game set up here, and you'll notice a few big differences. Here's our central city, this time Rhymeshaw Port. And each non-city location has a ship token. There are ships from the Sea Dogs, the Blue Drakes, the Rosen Knights and Doomguard. We met Rosen Knights and Doomguard in Shadows of Kilforth. The Rosen Knights and Doomguard are considered neutral, unless you want to mix in Shadows of Kilforth with this game and play with a loyalty towards one of those factions. Because in Call of Kilforth, you'll be loyal, as we saw in Shadows, to one of the 2 factions, Sea Dogs or Blue Drakes, and these ships will either be friendly or enemy, depending on your loyalty. So here's a Sea Dogs ship. We'll be able to attack other ships and find some booty. Friendly ships will act like a local market. Enemy ships will damage us if we try and stay in that location the night. But the other thing is that each of these non-city locations has a resource. Forests have wood, plains have stone, mountains have metal, and the oceans are bountiful with food. We can gather these resources, and each resource will help us in some way. Food can heal health point damage, wood can help us overcome obstacles, stone we can sell for gold, and metal will give us power. We'll talk about power in just a moment. Because, significantly, each player, instead of just having a race and a class, will also be given a galleon. All galleons are identical as it goes. As we move around Kilforth, we're accompanied by our galleon. Kilforth, in Call of Kilforth, is considered a series of little islands here, or open ocean. We can move from location to location as normal or using our galleon, and we can take an action, a new action type, to load our galleon's cannons. Loading our cannons adds power, and with that power we can take down enemy ships. When our ship is damaged, for example when we make camp on a location with a rival ship, the galleon is flipped to its damaged side, and now we're vulnerable because if our ship is damaged again, we lose the game. We can repair our ship either using an action or using wood. Discard 1 wood to flip this card. Or, as I say, using an action as a new repair action. Okay? Using one of our regular actions for the turn. Additionally, we have the ability to create a home port for our galleon, for us. And that's using these new outposts cards. Outposts are married to our class. So here I've chosen Rebel, for example. I'm a cattle merchant who's a Rebel class. And the Black Keep is a rebel outpost. And once we've attained the level 1 outpost skill, this one says Rebel Black Keep, we can, and it says here, pay 1 wood, 1 stone, 2 food and 1 metal to place the Black Keep outpost in your location. So perhaps we were down here, we could place the Black Keep here. And now this kind of acts like a remote outpost for us. We can perform the market action here and heal health points here, or indeed in an adjacent location. So there's 4 outposts for the different classes, each with its own resource requirements. Remember, you can gather, as a new action, to gather resources from the location you're on. There's one more change, and it's a good one. It's the Endeavour deed, not an action, but a deed. Remember, deeds are effectively free actions. During setup, we take a fated doubloon. It's double-sided, it's green on one side, red on the other. And the fated doubloon can be used to make a test instead of rolling dice. Let's say, for example, we want to do a study test. My study value is currently 4, 3 plus 1 from my race and class. I would get to roll, as an action, 4 dice. Every 5 and 6 counts as a success. I've got 2 successes. If I wanted to, though, I could say, right, I'm not going to roll the dice. Instead, I have 4. I remove 3 dice for 1 automatic success. Okay, so that's 1 success. And I'll keep doing that. So if I've got 7 dice, that would be 2 lots of 3 here, 2 automatic successes, until I've got 1 or 2 dice left. If I've got 1 or 2 dice left over, then I flip my fated doubloon. If my fated doubloon is red when I flip it, nothing happens. Okay, I flip the doubloon. Okay, I've got here in this instance, I've got 4 dice, I've got 1 automatic success. However, next time I do this, my doubloon is on the green side. Now let's say I wanted to do the same test again. I'm rolling 4 dice. I've reduced by 3 for 1 automatic success. I've got a die left over. I remove that, and this time when I flip the fated doubloon, it says flip and add 1 success. Now I've got 2 successes from my 4 dice. So instead of rolling them, I could get 2 automatic successes. This becomes a really neat little tactical element in the game, deciding when to use your red fated doubloon and when to use your green fated doubloon to get those additional successes or guaranteed successes. So if I'm only after 1 success and I've got 4 dice, use my fated doubloon, flip it, take my 1 success, move on. The next time, when I want to get 2 successes from 4 or more dice, I've got my fated doubloon ready to help me out. It's a neat little trick. You can only use it when you've got extra dice left over. So if I was trying to do an influence test, my influence is only 3. I've only got 3 dice. I can either roll them, take my chances, here I failed, or I could use the Endeavour deed. So in this case, 3 dice counts as 1 automatic success. I don't have any dice left over, so this doesn't add any. You can, if you choose, allocate a fated doubloon for foes to use when battling heroes for a completely diceless game. For me though, I like the extra decision and I like the drama of dice rolls. When I need to, I use the fated doubloon. When I want to leave it to chance, I roll the dice. So there we are. These are the new elements of Call of Kilforth. Of course, the other thing is that each of these decks, like the encounter deck, will be full of new friends, foes, allies, items, all with a nautical pirate theme. So, with all that new knowledge, why don't we play a turn or two and see some of this new stuff in action. The intensity of their 1,000-yard stare suggests that beneath their otherwise cool exterior, cunning machinations are underway. As they walk amongst the locals whispering feverish promises and ardent proclamations about the Overlord's coming Viscounts, you notice with growing unease that their voice is having an impact. Even more concerning is that their burgeoning popularity dovetails suspiciously with an increase in creature attacks on innocent folk inhabiting more populated lands. We begin then in the Rhymeshore port, and chapter 1, Overthrow Despot, tells us we're looking for a stranger, an enemy, and because we're playing solo, a plains. So we should probably head up to a plains where we're more likely to discover a stranger. And it tells us enemies are more likely to be found in the mountains. We have a corner of mountains up here and some over here. I feel like we could be going to the soaring peaks. Just checking, my starting item is a rumour of a hooked hand, which is found at Aberrat Wilds, which is a plains, which is down here actually. Why don't we head down there instead and then go back this way? It's always good to get some assets in play. All right, let's do that. So first action, I'm going to spend an action token and load my cannons, gain 1 power here. I'll show you why in a moment. Then we're going to move as our second action, and my centaur has an ability. Oops, my fated doubloon, by the way, should begin on the red side. My centaur has an ability. It's a deed, so a free action. Effectively, veil this to gallop. As your move action, you may move up to 2 non-ocean locations. Ignore any locations you pass through. So I'm going to move as my action, veil my centaur, and we're going to move 1, 2 down to the Aberrat Wilds. Now I could use my Galleon. My Galleon has a sail, deed, veil, gain 1 movement action point. So I could have done that with my Galleon and left my centaur unveiled, but I'm going to use my Galleon for something else. We've come into the Aberrat Wilds. We need to draw a plains encounter. There's some stone here. There is a ship here. It's a Sea Dog's ship. It has the skull and crossbones on it. I am loyal to the Sea Dogs, so they count as a friend, not a rival. But we've just moved to a new location. Let's draw a matching encounter. It's a plains. So we're looking at a gamekeeper, a stranger. Right, that helps us. And it's a stranger and a plains. Probably going to use stranger first. This stranger is looking for a 2 influence test. That means I need to test my influence, which is 3, and seek 2 successes. So let's do that. Let's use, we got our 3. We can do an endeavour deed and just take 1 success. I don't flip my token because it's only 3 dice. I don't have 4, but I'm going to use a fate for the second one. So that's 2 successes. And we have successfully influenced the gamekeeper to come and join us. She looks useful. The creature could be felled only under her terms. All right, so she's talking. She's heard that there's an animal somewhere off in the mountains. What animal will we face? So it's from the mountain deck. We're looking for an animal, not that octopus. That's an aquatic, not an animal. So we'll keep drawing. Tyrannosaur. Oh, wow. Okay, so there's a Tyrannosaur at a mountain location. It is an enemy that we could confront and help us with our objective, but wow, that's a tough one. However, I did notice something on this gamekeeper's card. Let's place the... Oh, where are we going to place this T-Rex? Let's place it here. All right. Now then, we have the gamekeeper. It says, as a confront action, you may discard this rumour to defeat it. So I can take this rumour, you see, and rather than use this stranger towards my mission, I could use it to defeat the T-Rex. Interesting. Gamekeeper, you might be useful. Now then, we do get some rewards. We can either take 1 gold or a loot. And then we can keep this as a rumour or take an ally. I'm going to keep this as a rumour. I think I'll draw a loot instead of the gold. It's always nice to draw a rumour. All right, so we're having a good turn. We've got a potion that heals 1 hit point. Okay, so that was our confront action. We've got one action left, and I think we're going to discover the hook hand. We're in the Arabat Wilds. We can now place this as an action, as an asset. Okay, that's it. We've ended our turn. We're going to camp here at the Arabat Wilds. We've got a friendly ship here, so that's fine. No damage done. Let's draw our night card. It is Sea Dog Plunderers. Attacks by Sea Dog fleets from mainland coastal bases are increasing in number and tenacity. Well, I am a Sea Dog. I'm loyal to the Sea Dogs. First, though, the unbroken dunes fall into gloom. Okay, so this goes gloomy. Next, the revealed effect. Sea Dogs gain 1 gold and then choose sides. Place this quest at Unbroken Dunes. Okay, so this quest is going up here. Okay. Now we are a Sea Dog, so we gain 1 gold. I'm happy with that. There's my bounty, and then we get to choose sides. So I think I might just switch now and become a Blue Drake. Now this ship would damage us if we were Blue Drake, but when we make camp, we've gone beyond that now. So when we wake, that will be an enemy ship. Unfortunately though, we are playing the Count of Torment. That's our ancient, and when a plane's location falls into gloom, he will place a plot card. The Count of Torment is an undead enemy. Revealed. Place the top ally from the ally deck face up beneath this card. Okay, what's our ally? It is a pet parrot. Wonderful. So, the Sea Dog Plunderers here have got a pet parrot, it seems. Discard a stranger rumour to defeat this plot. Alright, so that's also here. We've got quite a few things mounting up. This is where the oversized location cards really help with gameplay. Alright, for now though, it's day 2. Let's get going. We've got 4 actions. I think our first action, given that we've loaded our cannons, is with our Galleon, deed, veil, sink a ship. And this doesn't take an action, it's a deed. Sink 1 ship in your location with power equal to or less than your total power, and then remove all your power tokens. My total power is this number here, 2, so an innate 2, plus the number of power tokens. I put 1 on here, and this Galleon takes a maximum of 3, so I can go up to 5 with this Galleon. So I've got 3 power, and I can sink this enemy ship and remove that power, sink this ship. Now the good news is we're not limited to just unleashing our cannons on enemy ships. We can attack friendly and neutral ships too. This ship is strength 3. We've got 3 power. We've managed to defeat it. We need 3 or more. Now it doesn't matter if we had 4, 5 or 6. Even if we have more power, all the power goes as soon as we sink an enemy ship. Right, let's flip it and find our reward. It is a hull explosion. Oh no, damage your ship. A trap. That was bad news. Our Galleon is damaged. We've got to do something about that. Unfortunately, damaging our ship also hits us for 1 health. That explosion was not great. We've got caught in the crossfire. Well, not to worry just yet. I've got a plan, and I'm going to use my action to move, using my Sensual's ability to move 2 non-ocean locations, ignoring places I pass through. So we're actually going to gallop over here with my action. We've entered a new location. It is a forest. There is a Rosen Knight here. That's a neutral ship, so I can rest here if I choose. But remember, we've moved to a new location, so I need to draw an encounter. And it is Cerulean Pools. It's a place, and I can heal up to 3 HP if I discover this place. Alright, that's okay. I'm happy with this. I'm going to place this down here. Before I forget, I'm going to use my potion to heal this hit point I lost. And then for my next action, I'm going to gather. I'm not worried about this place just yet, but I want to gather this wood that's sitting here at the Clear Lagoon. Incidentally, this is a prototype that Tristan has lent me, so Tristan will be getting this back, but I'm not sure what the wood tokens will look like. These are just some that we've proxied in here. So there we go. I'm gathering as my action this wood. And now I can repair this by discarding. It's a deed. Discard one wood to flip this card. This wood goes back to the supply, and there are different events, night cards and so on, that place resources back on. The supply is limited. So this wood is in the supply and could get replaced. Now I can't sink this ship because my galleon is veiled still, and sinking is a veil action. So we're fine here, but I am one step closer to this Tyrannosaur. Now at this point, I could have my gamekeeper help me out. As a confront action, I could discard the gamekeeper, have them go defeat the T-Rex for me. But I've got a better idea. As my action, I'm going to move. I'm going to move in here with the T-Rex. Yeah, I know.